Now, in its 12th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey everybody, live from Harlem in New York City once again. By popular demand, it's the Ramble with me. I'm Alex Bennett. And there she is, Miss America. That's Lori Thompson, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, hello there.
Down there in the lovely state of FLA.
That's yeah. I got into a discussion with someone about that yesterday.
What?
And so many things, Florida is progressive, and so many things they are backward, and not in the ways you think.
Yeah.
Like they're pretty liberal with their vape shop laws. You know, the vaping
the vaping industry. Yeah.
The head shops. But then they're always niggling with it. They're always fiddling with it, like slowly piecemeal making things illegal within their overall okay.
Yeah.
And it's just annoying. It's
so
like
they legalize pot in Florida, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
therefore they then legalize the idea of pot stores.
Right.
But now that they have them, they're starting to make exceptions, right?
All over the place. Yeah, exceptions, and there are new ones coming down every week.
You either make pot.
We have legal, huh?
You may either make pot legal, or you don't.
Right.
You know.
Exactly. But they like to piecemeal the pot products.
But you see, you're breaking up a little bit. We're having some problems, but just bear with us, folks.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. You know, she still looks gorgeous. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
anyway.
Your check's in the mail.
Yeah. Anyway, my point is that I always was against. I was for the legalization of pot. I was against making it a business.
Which has been now.
Yeah,
it is.
because that's where all your problems start, right?
Yeah. Right. Because, it's like, are you in or are you out?
Yeah.
You know,
and I never felt it should be a profit-making industry.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I think it just should be hands-off.
Yeah, but as soon as we made it legal, it was like, well, how are we going to make people be able to sell it, and how are we going to give out the licenses? No, you make it legal, let everybody smoke it, and we'll figure out the way we get it.
Yes, exactly. I mean, and you can tax it. I mean, I realize that their taxation motive, but it's just like either let us have. I don't even smoke pot.
Tax it. It should be a source of revenue for the state.
Sure.
But people should have to pay taxes on it, profit making.
They have legal pot stores where you have, a pot card. And that's for people, but anybody can get one.
Well,
I could.
Yeah, but I mean, pot stores, it's just a question of the commerce involved, And then you say, excuse me, I'm trying to get a tissue here. You say to people, we're really, we're making this legal. And now just go out and figure out a way, and people. I would let all the guys who grew the pot for years and sold it get the first licenses if you're going to give out licenses.
They already have the infrastructure. They know their customers.
And they know their product.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But now, like for instance, you go into a pot store, you can get vapes, you can get loose pot. All of that. I use vapes because I keep one by the side of the bed every night. In the middle of the night, if I wake up and I want to get right back to sleep, I take a little indica and I'm out again. But I don't do pot when I'm not trying to go to sleep. I
wish I would have had some of your stuff last night. I woke up like 5 times, and it's so annoying when you can't get back to sleep.
Go to a pot store if you have them there.
Yeah.
Buy a vape.
I already have a vape. It's cute as can be.
All right, but sometimes the various products have their own vapes. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I get you.
Yeah. So anyway, get a vape, and then get stuff for that product that's indica.
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 Okay.
And
Okay.
that puts you right to sleep.
Boom.
That's sleepy time stuff.
It's better than Sominex. Remember Sominex years ago?
Yeah.
Take Sominex tonight.
Yes, it's amazing what we're talking about here because I remember once I was at my apartment in New York. I've told this story before. Of course, I've told all my stories before, but
Well, this is called encore. These are encore.
and I had a good friend at that time. His name was P.J. O'Rourke.
Oh yeah, the writer.
Yeah, and he came by and hung out at my apartment, and we're sitting there on the floor. I'm leaning against a beanbag chair. You remember those?
Oh, welcome to this snapshot.
Those were the chairs you could sit in but never get out of. You remember them?
Yeah, they stick to you.
Anyway, and we're smoking, passing a joint back and forth, and he says, one day this is going to be legal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And of course he was right. Given time,
Yeah.
most things will be legal, but he was right. And he unfortunately is dead, so he hasn't been able to see the thing really come to fruition. But
Yeah, nor would he care.
But that was his prediction as we sat there and we passed it back and forth. And he said, "Well, I hope so."
Yeah, and they're starting.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
They're starting to okay ketamine for psychological treatments. The psychiatrist I go to and now offers ketamine treatments. So that's kind of different because I used ketamine as a club drug in the 90s. And
Yeah. Is there another name for it that they used in the clubs that they called it?
Oh, yeah, ecstasy.
Ecstasy?
Yeah.
What I was told about ecstasy is that it is not a problem. Won't cause you a problem.
Well, maybe that's why
they're a safe drug. I was told that by a doctor. He said it's the safest drug you can do.
Yeah, and it's probably better in the medicinal channels, like a psychiatrist or a physician, because then you get pure ingredients.
Yeah.
Because the only problem I have with ecstasy, we were real close.
The biggest problem from ecstasy is pregnancy.
Yeah, most definitely. Because it's fantastic.
I loved ecstasy. A woman
Me too.
turned me onto it and then took me to a hot tub.
Oh,
and
Yeah.
because ecstasy makes everything's very touchy. The rug is wonderful to touch, and with sex, it is just extraordinary. So anyway, we've lost her. She's frozen. She's frozen, folks.
Am I still frozen?
You're still frozen. No, there you are. Now you're not frozen anymore.
Okay.
Apparently, you have some kind of a weak signal in your area or something like that. But
That's true. I'm sure.
that's
It's
why.
Florida.
That's why I have this massive amount of bandwidth here that I pay for every month. So
See now, how much is it? How much is?
I pay about.
bandwidth?
Well, I also get Hulu with it. It's a package, and it costs me about $96 a month.
And that's totally worth it for
And
the amount
I also
you
get
use.
Hulu with it, and Disney Plus, and also ESPN. All in the package where I also get, I cut the cord where I get all about what do they have, about 80 channels, 90 channels. Yeah.
Yeah, and TV packages should be priced like Chinese menu. You get one of these. You put your own package together. You want noodles. You want.
It'll never
dim
happen.
sum.
It'll never happen. They
I
keep
know.
saying in fact, they pass laws saying you have to have what they call a option whatever, where you can order what you want. Because here's the truth, folks. When you watch online, you have maybe something that gives you 50 channels or 80 channels or 100 channels, okay?
Yeah.
Even with 50 channels, how many of those channels do you actually watch?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, we can even get BBC stuff. I mean, and not just through some other cable provider. We get the actual BBC broadcasts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
It's
terrific.
pretty cool.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, you should be able to say, I want these 3 channels. That's all I ever watch.
Right. And I can see where they price them in categories,
Yeah.
but like for menu A, for menu B. But yeah, it's just frustrating because, yeah, we watch CNBC and I watch Jeopardy, though, on the local San Francisco channel.
Oh,
So I
really?
can get some news promos. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
And then
anyway, yeah. I mean, it
I watch
was
yours. I'm
what?
sorry, New York. I watch New York channel. So,
Oh, okay.
hmm
That's good too. You know.
yeah. So I
Uh,
can keep up with you.
I can watch CBS channels from San Francisco and wherever, but
Hmm Yeah.
anyway, that's if I have Paramount Plus, though. I have to pay for Paramount Plus to do that.
Okay.
But
That,
I can with the streaming services, I can pick what I want, and what I
yeah.
watch, and
Uh-huh.
not pick what I don't watch.
hmm
I mean, I tend to subscribe to a lot of stuff. In my universe, I have about 80 channels, I think I pick up.
Is that how it's referred to now
Well,
in
I
your
have
universe?
Hulu. I have the Disney package, which I also have my cord cutting thing through, where I get the local channels
Oh
and
yeah,
I get a whole bunch of other services, about
yeah.
80 of them. And that's it. But, still don't need all of them.
Oh no, I mean about 10 is what we watch. We watch about 10 different ones,
Yeah,
and
at best.
yes, and everyone has its specific strength.
Right.
If we want this or
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like I like the MGM. I like the MGM
You like
package. It's
MGM
pretty
Plus?
cool.
Yeah. It-
I do because you can watch some cool like old movies and old musicals, and even like they'll have a '90s or a Scorsese's weekend.
Wait a minute, wait a
Not a
minute, wait a minute,
Scorsese.
wait a minute. I don't think you're what? That's not MGM Plus. I
No,
think you're talking about Turner Classic Movies.
maybe. Well, yeah, I like Turner Classic Movies too.
Yeah, but I mean
Yeah,
that
but
has
I
a
just
rich supply. Paramount Plus will give you nothing but Paramount films, but not old Paramount films, the good ones that you want to watch.
oh really?
No, no.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
it'll give you Tom Cruise movies and things like that. But it won't give you. I would love to watch. There was an old film that was done. Oh God, what was it called? Trouble. I can't remember. I can't remember anything anymore.
Well, then maybe it's just you're filtering it out and you're only remembering the things that you subconsciously want.
Yeah.
So that's your mind doing the choosing for you,
Yeah,
which is problem.
but anyway, there are a bunch of films that are really old, that are Paramounts, and if they were to carry their entire library, I could just
Yeah,
access the entire library. I would love that, but you
that
can't.
would be pretty
You
cool.
can't. You really can't.
Well,
And
there's
huh?
a
What?
service called MB where you can do that. MB, you can just basically choose any movie that you want. You enter it, and then it does the selection process for you, and then you can watch it whenever you
But do
want.
you subscribe to that?
We
M-
buy it through our TV system.
Oh, okay. I don't
Yeah.
have it here. But what happens is that I mean, I really wish that I could really see some of those old movies. Like, oh,
Yeah.
hey, I want this silent movie, Sunrise. Show it to me. You know.
Yeah, because you have very eclectic, esoteric taste. You like big movies too,
Well, I'll
but you
tell you,
also.
I love silent movies, and
I know that's fun.
I got to love silent movies
Mhm.
through Shecky turned me on to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he was well rounded in that area.
Yeah, and people go, silent films, my God. Well, the fact is that movies were a very high art form towards the end of towards the end of the silence, because they had become very sophisticated in their productions, and their productions were huge and giant, and yet nobody ever watches them anymore because they don't have any sound in them.
Right, we're not used to it.
I mean, if you could see a Marion Davies comedy, for instance, in
Uh-huh.
silent films like Show People, you are seeing one of the funniest actresses that ever existed in film. And of course,
Yeah.
she was no more as William Hearst Paramore.
Yeah,
And he
Mr.
backed all her movies, but he wanted her to do like costume dramas and things like that. And she loved doing comedies. She was
Yeah,
just
well-
exquisite at it. But if you don't like silent films, you're never going to know Marion Davies, and all you're going to know about her is that she was William Randolph Hearst's mistress for years.
Yeah, and that's why it's just fun to be able to think, like when you're just sitting on the couch
Yeah.
and make a list of like 20 movies.
I mean,
and then you can
yeah.
enter them in all your access services and have a stockpile.
I mean, I think the sexiest woman ever in movies was Clara Bow, and everybody's scratching their heads now, going, "Who?"
The It Girl.
The It Girl. Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Oh, she was hot. She was hot.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh. God. I wish they had a Clara Bow channel. I'd be jerking off all day. You know.
I've got that visual now. Thank
Yeah.
you. But the Carol Lombard was a pretty good comedian.
Carol Lombard was very good. Very good. But she wasn't silent. She was basically sound.
Right.
But all those silent films, you don't see them. You don't see some of the greatest films ever made. Napoleon, the film I took Marjorie to see with Shecky in San Francisco, we flew out just for that with a full symphony orchestra.
Wow.
And it's a 5.5-hour movie.
Oh, so it was.
Well,
So it was the San Francisco Orchestra.
No,
playing
no, it was an orchestra they put together. But I think it was maybe the Oakland Symphony. Could have been. But in any event, they had the Clive Davis, who does a lot of music for silent films. You know, if you have good music with silent films, they're very easy to watch because the music follows the action. Instead of, you hear like pianos playing it and organs playing it. And the thing is, a full symphony orchestra was what you would get if you watched a silent film, in New York City, for instance. And the only reason sound was invented wasn't for talkies, wasn't for people to talk. It was for the music, that they could have the same music in Omaha that they had in New York City.
That's like the jazz.
Boy, you're breaking up on us a lot.
Al Jolson.
Yeah, you're breaking up on us a lot. I think I probably should pause this interview and have you just turn it off, and we'll turn it back on. But just turn off your whole iPad or whatever that is, okay? And we'll be right. We'll take a little pause here. Oh, here we go. Are we recording? Let's see here. What does it say here? Oh, pause recording. I got to pause the recording. It came back again. I'm not very good at this anymore. And now we're unpaused. I didn't know how to pause this, and so I paused it, and I was right in pausing it, but then I thought it was unpaused. So then I clicked it again, and people were seeing me just sitting there going, So now we're back with our little get-together here, folks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our little mini shindig, our soiree.
Anyway, we were talking about old movies and so on and so forth. I love the silent films.
Yeah, because I've only seen a few. But if there's a foreign movie, quote foreign movie, that I'm interested in that's silent, I have a better time.
But if you see a silent film, look for ones that are where the music is done by Clive Davis. And the music is so extraordinary that the film moves to the music moves to the action.
Okay.
And you see a film like that, and there are quite a few of them out there. Some Buster Keaton films, like Our Hospitality, one of the funniest films ever made.
Hospitality?
Yeah, it's got a great plot that Buster Keaton came up with. It's about a Southern family who moves north because they had a feud going with a Southern family, okay? And then somebody dies, and Buster Keaton, who's part of that family grown up, has to go back to the South and claim his home. So he goes back down, but of course the other family is still there, and they hate the old family. So now they would. He comes to town and he starts dating one of their daughters, but they don't. They don't know it yet. Okay. But then they figure out who he is. But he's in their home as a guest, and it's our hospitality that we can't beat him up or kill him while he's in our home.
Okay.
So he realizes that and never leaves.
It works. His ploy worked.
And it is a very funny movie. Very funny movie.
Well,
and with the right music, it just plays beautifully. I saw Steamboat Willie with an orchestra in San Francisco and with an audience. That's the other thing.
Oh,
these films were made for audiences, not for one person, but for an audience.
So the audience essentially did the soundtrack.
Well, what happened is the audience found the jokes in the movie. And I watched Steamboat Willie, which I had seen any number of times, silent, and even done by Clive, what's his name? Forget his name now, Davis. But I'd never seen it with an audience. And suddenly, there were laughs there I didn't know were there.
Okay.
There were scenes where people were just laughing their heads off, and I'm going, I've seen this a dozen times, and I never laughed at that particular point because I wasn't with an audience.
Right. And so you're looking at it from a contemporary point of view, too. And, putting it through that filter.
And remember that you're putting it through the filter that you watch movies sometimes by yourself at home.
Yeah.
And you're not watching them with an audience. And the movies were made for an audience to watch.
Yeah, it was because it was a definite communal thing, in the silent era. I mean, it was an outing, for people to come together as a community.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing.
And there was a film called The Unknown with Lon Chaney, directed by the guy who directed Frankenstein. Not that guy. Directed Dracula. And I'm trying to remember his name now. Again,
Von Sternberg or something?
No. I can't remember. Today I'm terrible at remembering names.
It's something in the air.
Well, we were watching. I was showing Marjorie a little bit of a film called Destination Moon. This was a picture from the 50s that really informed the way I felt about space travel and my desire to see space travel and maybe even be part of it. Okay?
Yeah.
And I showed her a little bit of the movie, and I said, that artwork there, that was done by Chesley Bonestell. She says, how do you remember this?
Right.
And I went, I don't know. And I'm trying to remember certain things here, and all of a sudden I'm going blank.
Yeah, well, it's just because they float around, but if it's something meaningful to you.
But The Unknown was a silent film, and it was with Joan Crawford, and it's about this guy who pretends that he has no arms. Okay.
How does he pull this off?
Well, when he performs wearing a suit that pulls him in and so on.
Okay.
And then he does things like throw knives with his mouth and and his feet and so on. And that's his act in the circus. And he falls in love with this woman, and she kind of falls in love with him. And what she loves about him is that she doesn't like to be touched by men.
Okay.
And so he has no arms. So they make love, and he has a relationship with her. But then he decides she suddenly falls in love with somebody else. And he says, if I'm going to woo her back, I've got to woo her back. She loves me because I have no arms. And to continue having no arms, goes to a doctor and has them removed.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah,
it's a great film. It's called The Unknown.
It sounds like the most unique premise ever. I mean, who could think that up? Okay, here's what we're going to do. The cat's not on the roof. This is even better.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Echo, who directed the original Dracula?
Which movie or show are you asking about?
Dracula.
Dracula.
She's not answering me.
The 1931 Dracula was directed by Todd Browning.
Todd Browning. Okay, Echo, stop. Stop.
The 1979
Echo, stop.
The 1990.
Oh, God. get that bitch to shut
You're
up. for
rambling,
crying
Echo.
out- Anyway, it was Todd Browning directed the
Title
movie.
that broad.
Yeah, he directed a lot of Cheney's early films. It was just wonderful. It's a wonderful film. But anyway, I digress. One thing I wanted to quickly talk to you about. Up in Michigan, they had a primary, and the winner was Abdul Al-Fayed. Al-Sayed. Al-Sayed? Yeah, I think so. That's not what it was. He's an Egyptian.
Yeah, who sounds like a bit of a Middle Eastern man.
Yeah, and he won the primary last night. He is
I think
pitching. He is pitching the same kind of socialist message that Mandani did here in New York, and he's wonderful at it.
How did it fit for this guy?
Huh?
Wow. Yeah. So this guy is he more extreme than Mandani or
No. Oh no.
Like
He's the same message basically. Hey, do you want the corporations telling you how you can get your health care and can it get your health care? Do you want corporations doing this? Do you want corporations doing that? The reason food costs so much is the corporations. The reason this is like, and he really played to everything that people are facing today. The common man is facing today. And he is, I heard his speech, he was just wonderful. You know, it's going to be.
do you think it's too extreme for the rest of the world, rest of the nation?
No, the only
to fall
extreme,
into
the only extreme thing that's kind of bit him in the ass a little bit is he's complained about Israel and about their dealing with things, and that he didn't like. You know, maybe I don't know what he said, but it was basically something that wasn't pro-Israel. Well, you know, I'm not pro-Israel either.
Okay.
You know, so I mean, I don't find that.
I know. That will.
Huh? Oh boy, you froze up again on me. Damn
Because
it!
people load that Israel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're breaking up.
I know we are having some.
You're breaking up a
difficulty.
lot, so I'll talk to my guys tonight after you're through about that. But we have about
Okay.
3 minutes
Your
left.
guys,
Let's
Your
keep.
IQ squad.
So what else have you been doing? Anything? See, she's freezing up on me. Look at that.
Yeah, just bopping around a lot. And my husband's going to Greenland, so he's gearing up for that. I finished those TMS sessions to tomorrow, so that is a big thing.
Are you not depressed anymore?
Am I what?
Are you not depressed anymore?
Yeah, but see, that was never the issue. It was just that really horrible spates of depression would hit me with no warning. They weren't event-based.
Yeah.
They were just, it was like this malaise, like if suddenly put a big ditch in your familiar road to your driveway, you know, and all of a sudden, wait a minute, what's this ravine doing? And so it would come out of nowhere.
Really?
And it affects you. Yeah, because I mean, you're even hesitant to make a lunge date in 2 weeks because you're like, well,
What am I going to feel like then?
yeah, and it's just a real disruptor.
Wow.
So, and I've been feeling better since I, started the treatments, but that wasn't really my thing. Overall, I felt pretty good, but when these would come, they're debilitating, just horrible. You don't.
So you've taken these. What is it? It's shock treatments or something.
It is shock light.
Yeah.
But they've been helpful, right? They've been helpful on a daily basis. So I'm hoping that something is adjusting, in my thinking process.
Good.
That will, yeah. It's I'm happy with.
Is it supposed to have immediate effect or is it eventual?
Well, they say it will be both. In that, I felt an immediate, but it wasn't like the first day I felt like this. But after a couple weeks, I noticed I didn't have the big fallout depressions in the afternoon like I usually have.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm jazzed. So
I mean,
we'll
if
see.
it works, it works. If it doesn't work, what the hell? You just you did it. You tried it.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We will see.
Yeah, I went yesterday. I told you this. We have less than a minute left. I went to the eye doctor,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like everything you could do to my eyes and look at my eyes for, they did. I went to
thorough.
Mount Sinai. I didn't go to just an optician who said, read this side, read this side. I mean, this was everything.
Yeah.
And after it was all over, she said, your eyes are healthy. You may have a little problem. We'll come back and have you take a test in 6 months, you know.
Good. So they did like a 360
Oh, yeah.
scan of your eye.
And here's the main thing, folks, that I can say. Why do you need to go to a doctor? You either see or you don't.
No. So, yeah, macular degeneration is something.
I have nothing like that. Nothing like
that.
Good.
Good.
Anyway,
yeah,
thank you so much for being with us. I'm sorry that we had to break up a lot. I also am sorry that when I paused us, I didn't exactly pause us, you know, but I'm not going to go back and edit it. You guys can live with it.
Trust us, okay? Yeah.
Okay, and I'll see you, darling, next time. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Lori Thompson. Thanks, Lori.
My pleasure.
Now, in its 12th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Lori. We appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next time, okay? I'm sorry that we had a little problem there, but, you know, the thing is that sometimes when you do these things on Zoom, you get people breaking up, and the reason they're breaking up is because on their end, things aren't going as good as they should, you know. So, anyway, we only have one person waiting on a Wednesday. At this point to start the show, and I just wonder about that. And boy, I'm not going to complain about it anymore. Maybe I'll just do something about it. Okay. Anyway, let me see here. What should we do? Well, I think probably we should go to our Zoom and start bringing people in. And there's only one person to bring in, and that's Kevin. Hello, Kevin. How's it feel to be the star of the show tonight?
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Yeah. How's everything up there in Oregon?
Let me turn off my audio here. There we go.
Yeah. I've heard.
It is orange, very orange.
That's what I've been told. I heard that there was a big problem with the smoke. Oh, wow. I can't tell how orange it is. Yeah, we can see it there, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a few minutes ago outside.
We had a thing here a couple of years ago where it was really, terrible. It came
That's
down
what it is
from,
here. The index went from 90 the day before yesterday. Now it's over 200.
Well, it came down from Canada.
And it came down from Washington.
Yeah, well, in Canada.
Oh, yours over there came from Canada, yeah.
From Canada. Recently, we had it come from Canada, too, but it wasn't orange skies. But I do remember when it came down a few years ago, it was like the sky was ablaze with orange,
Yeah.
So it didn't
we had this happen when I was in California as well. There was quite a few fires, and we've been lucky here. They just crossed the 2 million mark. 2 million acres on fire right now in Oregon.
Really?
2.2 million. That's the record is 1.8 or something.
Yeah, but the orange skies are coming down from Washington.
Yeah.
You're saying. So it's
and from the east. There's a bunch of fires on the east side of the Cascades and coming down. So the wind shifted coming from the north and the east. And it's heading out to shore, off. They call it onshore,
so
winds.
It's nothing in your neighborhood, really.
No, but it's all around us.
Wow. Is it coming towards you?
Well, the smoke is, but there's no fire at all. I don't want to say the F word.
All right. Here, we got somebody else joining us here.
We knew it. Somebody'd show up.
Yeah, well, Tom Yamaguchi is always good.
Tom.
He always takes great pity on me when he hears that.
Right, so we call it pity.
Yeah, pity.
It's Alex Bennett's pity party.
Yeah, right. And then I'm supposed to feel good when we hear from Alan who calls in late, things like that, but I don't. So anyway. How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Another busy day. So
There are no fires down
you were
around.
talking about the orange skies, and that happened for us in summer of 2020.
Yep.
The height of the pandemic. Oh, it was like, wow, what's happening? Is the world
Yeah,
ending?
I got some pictures of that. I went out and it was almost like it was foggy, but the sun was shining through. I was going to the hospital and I took a picture of it. It's just a little, barely see the orange dot of the sun. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty
Wow.
strange.
I swear, the planet's not happy with us,
Nope.
No, it's not.
and nobody in Washington is saying this, and they really should, that this is what happens when you don't watch out to take care of the planet. And we're
Oh,
completely,
it's what happens when you take care of the oil companies.
well, yeah, but more
Yeah,
than
you're
that,
doing it quite well right now.
Give me $1 million and I'll do anything you say.
yeah. But the point is that it's the planet saying, it's kind of regurgitating. It's kind of saying, I'm pissed off at you. I don't like you. You're not treating me right, and I'm going to defend myself.
Yeah.
And nobody mentions that. Nobody talks about, I've said this recently, and I can't say it enough, that we don't treat the earth like it's a sentient creature, and it really is. It knows pain. It knows all those problems, and it knows when you've been treating it badly, let's say. Okay?
You talk about the Gaia theory.
Huh?
The Gaia theory.
Yeah, I never heard of that. What's Gaia? What's a Gaia theory?
Where the earth is a sentient being, as you said. I think it's spelled GAIA.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
I stay at a hotel called the Gaia Hotel in Anderson outside of Reading. That's where I always stay. That's funny.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a really nice little hotel.
Yeah. Hello to Jeff. He looks like he's having a problem. Jeff, are you having a problem?
He's deep in thought.
I guess Jeff is having a problem.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Oh, you're okay?
Good. There he is.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
Yep.
What are you looking at?
Trying to make sure that it's not off.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not off. And
Yeah.
you're in the yeah, okay. Hello. Okay. There's Jeff, and
Puts the door on.
here comes Alan. Alan always arriving late. Do you do that to Amy too? Do you arrive late?
Oh yeah, later. The only reason I arrived late to your show on Wednesday is because it was 6 minutes after the hour when you finished between your monologue and with Lori. Lori's always interesting to listen to, and of course you are too. But so I gave you a couple extra minutes so you can get warmed up with Kevin and
Before the
Tom.
big star joins us, is that what you're
Yeah, before
saying?
the big star joins us.
Tom, we're just the opening act, I guess.
I
That's
was
right.
actually
That's right.
finished my sandwich, so.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have time to finish mine, so feel bad. Anyway, yeah. Now Marjorie always goes out for walks with her friend, and then when she goes out, they eat, okay? And then she
course.
doesn't have any room in her stomach for dinner, so she buys me a salad. So every other night, I got to have a goddamn salad, and I'm
And
getting.
she says surprise, right?
Yeah, I told her I'm sick of it, okay? And I'll just, I got some cans of chili I'll open up. I'll do stuff like that, fun stuff like that,
I understand Taylor Farms in Mexico has
Taylor
salad.
Farms in Mexico, terrific lettuce. Yeah. Well, actually, I'm afraid she brings me back a salad, and I'm beginning to think maybe she's trying to kill me. I mean, whoever thought lettuce would be a danger?
It's been a danger before.
Yeah.
I guess.
Now, what happens is these farm workers do their business in the field, and then they irrigate, and lettuce or cucumbers or
Well,
strawberries.
I don't think that crapping in the fields causes.
No, it's
You know.
generally other animals that are getting into the fields and
Okay, but how are they getting it, Tom?
Well,
Maybe
shouldn't-
it isn't the farm workers. Maybe it's the
Well,
animals.
shouldn't these people who are selling the lettuce wash the lettuce before they package it up and sell it?
Yeah, but not all pathogens wash off.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it also could be a contaminated water. So they might have a water source that's
Absolutely.
untreated.
Yeah,
so,
That's right.
Can spread
Usually
that
has
way.
E. coli though.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Not
what you
this
get for
one.
going to Chipotle, okay? All right. You know.
Or Taco Bell.
But Chipotle's had a problem, haven't they, this time?
Mm-hmm.
They had jalapenos, I think. Yeah.
Jalapenos. How do jalapenos get that way? I mean, God knows.
They say that that's actually worse than the lettuce one.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Well, yeah, because not only does it cause that same problem of diarrhea, but your ass hurts more.
You burn the next morning.
Oh boy, that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, it's last night were the primaries, and of course, people like MS Now made a big deal out of the primaries, although the primaries don't really matter. It's the final election that really matters. It's not an indication of anything, but what emerged in Michigan is kind of interesting, and that is Abdul El Said, who is say quite a liberal, quite a left-winger, and he won. He won by a small margin, but against another a Democrat who has endorsed him. But I heard him speaking today, and I went, "This guy's good." You know,
Part of the DSP, they call it.
the DSP. What's that?
The
Democratic
Democratic Socialist Party.
Party. Okay.
Yeah, it's extreme left.
I don't know that that's extreme left.
Well, liberal.
You know,
is
I
what
never
they're calling it.
considered being a socialist extreme. I considered it smart. You know.
Well, when you haven't used it for a while.
Well, you know something? This guy learned his lesson from Mondani here in Manhattan, okay? And he learned his lesson good because he learned that people are fed up, and the only thing you have to appeal them on is, hey, are these things a problem for you? Are you able to pay for your medical care? Are you able to pay for your groceries? Are you able to pay for your gas? Well, this is all the doing of big business. And we don't want to be in the business of big business. And he gave a very good speech today. I was very impressed by him.
I wouldn't argue it, but he. What the hell was I just going to say? I got distracted. It'll come
Are
back.
you going to talk about his take on Israel?
Oh, well, that was part of it. Yeah, he said. I remember you talking to Lori about it. He said, "Hurt people get hurt," and everybody took that out of context.
Well, you know, here's the thing that nobody seems to realize. Okay, a guy is Islamic, which he is. He's from Egypt, okay, and Islamic. A person who's Islamic is not going to be pro-Israel because Israel is bombing his people. You know, so how does he have to say nice stuff just to run for office? I mean, especially when you don't believe it.
Israel.
They're not bombing Egypt.
Huh?
He's for the two-state solution, isn't he?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, so that's not anti-Israel.
Well,
It's
no,
that-
but
that-
you
that
can-
the Palestinians have as much rights
Oh, well,
to
the
have their own country
Yeah,
too.
he clarified that today in that speech.
Yeah, Mondani said recently that he felt that Netanyahu should be arrested if he comes back to the United States.
Yeah.
And I don't disagree with that. I mean, after all, isn't he wanted by the what do you call it? The
International
International
Court.
Criminal Court. Yeah, isn't he? I think so. You know,
We can't arrest Trump, so he's not going to. We're not going to arrest him.
But maybe if
Netanyahu.
Trump goes to Israel, they'll arrest him there.
Headliners here. Hello.
who's here?
Headliner.
Oh, the headliner is
Yeah.
here. Yeah. Hi, Brian. How are you?
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. What have you been doing? Anything? You're home now. You're home. You get home early, don't you?
Oh, no, I don't.
It's 8 o'clock.
It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got home like 7 tonight.
Oh, it is. I keep thinking like it's still 1956 in California. So,
Here we go.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
not. Come on, I'm from California. I can kid it, right?
Yeah.
I'm born and bred in California. Where were you born and bred?
Redwood City and San Jose.
Oh,
That's all.
geez. Well, I guess you equaled me.
It's changed a lot. That's for
It
sure.
has.
Yeah, but I mean, I was born and raised in San Francisco. Oddly enough, you know.
I just left
Yeah,
68 years of being there.
I went to your high school.
Did you go to Drake?
Yeah, one day.
What do you mean one day?
One day. I mean, you had your show at the gym,
Oh,
remember?
you were there. Yes.
Uh-huh. I was there.
Yeah, we did a show at my high school, and we got into trouble for it because we had Monty Hoffman on the bill,
Oh, jeez.
and Monty got very dirty, and
He
the
wouldn't
school
hold
was
back.
not happy with that.
The teachers don't like that shit.
Huh?
The teachers don't like shit.
Well, yeah, that's that too, you know. But
The kids liked it though.
yeah, oh, the kids loved it, you know. It was, but we had to bleep it on the air, the way he got. But and afterwards I said to him, I said, "Why do you say that? Why'd you do that? You were on the radio." And he said, "Oh, we're here at the school, you know." Well, he's dead now, so it doesn't matter.
Monty.
Huh?
Monty.
Yeah, Monty.
Those were some characters back then.
Yeah, Monty died a few years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, all the when you look at all those comedians back then that you had, they all like were totally different characters, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And they were all trying to be original and different and so on and so forth. And
And
that's
they
what it
were.
was all about.
Yeah.
And they were. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who was your favorite of all of them?
I loved Rube.
You loved Rube.
Yeah, Ruben was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Lighten up, everybody.
I would have thought Bob would have done
he did
better.
the 12 Days of Christmas, I remember. He
Yes.
did something
But
like
I would have thought that Bob would have done better. You know?
I would have thought too. It
Yeah.
just seems like he's kind of off in the background doing little stuff, right?
Yeah, but you know something? I went back, I had him on the show a couple of years ago. And he started doing material, and it was the same stuff he had done, 20 years earlier when I knew him. And I said, that's why he hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah.
The act just hasn't changed. You can watch him, by the way. He's on Netflix. But he's on Netflix as an addition to, I believe, is it Patton Oswalt's special on there?
Oh, really?
And they did, if you go there, it also has a secondary show on the thing, and that's Bob Rubin. And it was a special he bought and paid for, and they finally ran on Netflix. But if you watch it, you go, nothing changed.
Well, that's how I've seen him on YouTube a couple of times, and I'll go, yeah, he's the same old Rube, I guess,
Yeah,
Looked
yeah.
pretty familiar, and I don't know what the dates were on it, but
So a couple of years ago, Phil and I went and watched him in a bar in San Francisco.
You watched him in a bar?
Yeah, he was. They had a back room, the pool room, I guess, and they set up chairs and charged everybody $10 to go into this bar, and no minimum drink
yeah.
order. They were stupid, but he was there live.
Bob
And
Rubin was one of the funniest comics that I ever had on that show.
I'd never heard anything out of him until I saw him live with Phil and a couple other fools. But anyhow,
Bubs
he was funny. He was funny.
was good, and I really liked him when David Feldman, when those two guys would talk together,
Feldo, yeah.
when they were doing the girls' names and like Vanessa, I want to undress ya, and those type of things. I mean, the rambling on was just pretty hysterical.
And there was a whole big thing about what was it? I'm from
Bangkok, you or something?
Well, yeah, no,
we're
you?
dating now, and all of a sudden it's like so many.
Yeah.
And then Slayton would just come up there and just kill it. I mean, just
every time,
like a machine gun. Yeah.
These were the comedians who, whenever they were on, I know that people were going out of their way to listen to the show.
Oh yeah.
Always.
I mean, I had a lot of good comedians on in those days, but they were wandering through the city and they weren't part of the city.
Yeah.
So people that liked their own homegrown better.
There was
yeah.
was it Fridays that used to have only locals on? Was it?
No.
Was it like a Friday or a Monday or something?
No, I
It seemed
didn't
like.
do that. No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, I would have whoever wanted to be on the show. Sometimes we had 5 comics on at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
There's so much
And,
noise.
and if it was the right combo, it was insane.
it got insane. Yeah,
It
absolutely.
just got nuts.
Yeah. But I mean, there were a lot. I mean, I would sit here with Marjorie and we're watching like a documentary on the life of Gary Shandling. And while I never had Gary Shandling on the show, I'm pointing to comics and Marjorie said, well, he did my show and he did my show and he was my friend and he was my friend and he did a show. And I mean, it was like, it was, there's Kevin Nealon. Hey, he did my show on quite a few occasions.
Yeah.
And she said, was there anybody you didn't know? And I went in the comedy world at that time, probably Gary Shandling, the guy that is the documentary about. Yeah.
Probably true.
Because I don't think he ever
And he would
came,
have fit right in.
I don't think he ever came through San Francisco.
I mean, he didn't do much, did he?
I don't quite remember him ever coming through San Francisco. But
He had a show back then too, didn't he?
well, he had
TV
several
show?
shows. He had a thing
Gary
called It's
Shandling
Gary
Show.
Shandling Show, and then he had the
used to
one
watch that
we're
all the
watching
time.
all of again is the Larry Sanders Show,
That's
which
it.
I thought was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
So I mean,
The two that I saw live around that time that were awesome in live was Kevin Meaney and Emo Phillips.
oh well, Emo was another story altogether.
Whatever happened to Tree?
Oh yeah, the Trey was awesome too.
I've heard from Tree occasionally.
Have you?
Yeah, he will occasionally write me a note or something. He's not doing comedy anymore. He gave up on that. But there were a lot of people in those days that we used to have on that Patton Oswalt's done very well for himself, and Patton was always a regular on my show. And there were a lot of different comedians that I really loved and
What the hell was his name that went down to L.A. and became movies? What the heck was his name?
Kevin Pollak.
No, I know him, but it was the other guy. It's kind of crazy. What the hell was his name?
Greg Proops made it very big. Greg Proops did pretty good.
Yeah, for a while.
Proops, yeah.
For a while, yeah. When he was doing the Whose Line Is It Anyway? Yeah.
Yeah, but
Who are you thinking of, Tom?
Bob Goldthwait.
Yes, that's who it was.
Bob Goldthwait. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that brought Ruben to Alex.
No, did he?
Right.
I can't remember.
I think so.
I know they were hanging out together.
Yeah, because when you did that show with Goldthwait, Ruben was the opening act, and that was at the Warfield, was it? I'm trying to remember what theater.
I
it
can't
was.
remember. I can't remember the first show we did with Goldthwait.
It was the show where he he was proving that tab was dangerous for your health.
Yeah.
He supposedly dropped it on a box of rats, but it was really raw meat, and the meat sprayed out all over.
Right. Yeah.
I'll tell you what happened. I went to that show with my ex, and she wasn't too happy. And then she was in a bad mood, and she says, "Go get me a soft drink." I said, "Okay." So I went to the soft drink, and I'm coming back, and it's just like all these people just streaming out the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And I said, "What happened?"
It was just all there was in the thing that he was smashing was hamburger.
Right, yeah, but it went out into the audience, and they thought it was a dead rat,
Well, the thing was, let me tell you quickly about Goldthwait. He drank immense amounts of tab. That was his drink of choice, and he would drink during a given morning show 6 cans of tab. Now, this stuff was not the best stuff in the world.
Nasty.
This was the worst, ever. Suddenly they came out with Diet Coke, and it was a little bit better, and then they came out with this, that. Finally they improved on it, and they did away with tab altogether. But at one point, Goldthwait decided the tab wasn't doing him any good, so he better stop it. So he stopped it. He said he got headaches you wouldn't believe. I mean, and buzzing in his head. He said it went on for days, and finally he had to start drinking the stuff again.
Was it the caffeine?
Caffeine withdrawal.
But there's something else in there. I don't know what it was.
Was it aspartame or
In
whatever?
case people don't remember, Tab was the cola for the Diet
It was
Cola.
made by Coca-Cola.
It was a Diet Cola for Coca-Cola. Okay,
Yes.
but it wasn't
It was
Coca-Cola and it
nasty.
wasn't Diet Coke.
No.
And it was ghastly. I couldn't stand it. I said I'd rather die being fat and cavities than
Right.
Absolutely.
How many times did you have Kinnison on?
Oh God, I can't tell you the amount of times I had
Yeah, there was
Kinnison
quite a
on.
few.
Yeah.
Kinnison loved my show, and
Oh, yeah.
we got along great, and he, brought me, had me MC some of his shows and so on
Yep.
and so forth. Yes,
You did a live thing at the Marriott, and Kevin Meaney was there, and he was driving you up the wall. It's on YouTube, and you had Larry.
is it on YouTube?
Yeah. It was like 1991
Is
or
the video on YouTube with it?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
where I saw him. I've never seen him live, but he was driving you nuts. He telling
They're in
bald
the-
jokes. And,
It's the one where they did the lobby. It was the lobby, I think I remember.
yes,
It was
in the
white
lobby
table,
of the
yeah.
Marriott.
Oh, the
Yes.
Marriott in San Francisco.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, Marriott,
That was the
San-
one with Larry King.
Larry King. And
Yes,
you
that's
interviewed
right.
him. It was a broadcaster's thing, and apparently the guy that fired you and rehired you or something, you mentioned him too. But everything you mentioned, Kevin had something to say about it.
Kevin
You were-
Meaney was, I think, in many ways, the funniest person I've ever encountered.
He
I
made
mean,
me laugh.
and I
It
had
made
to
me
one
laugh
time.
out
I
how
had to
pissed
ask
you were
him to
getting.
stop because I was
Yes.
hurting. I was
Yes,
literally hurting.
Yes.
Well, you remember the situation with Snyder,
Michael Snyder. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Snyder to this day hates Kevin Meaney, and how long's he been dead?
Yeah.
You know.
Right?
Do Sean Connery
Snyder's
again?
Well, no, what it
Yeah.
was is we in case people never heard it, what happened was Kevin Meaney was there, and now it's time for Michael Snyder to do his movie reviews. Yes, it goes back that far. Okay.
Wow.
And
On Fridays.
he's doing some movie that Sean Connery is in.
It was First Night,
First night.
and so Sean Connery was in First Night, and so for one reason or another, Snyder decided he was going to do an impression of Connery in The Untouchables.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, because you can put like that. You know? and so then Kevin Meaney says, "Oh, that was really good. That was a good Sean Connery. Do Sean Connery again." and he kept, and it just
Then he
fell
kept
from there.
going.
It was
No,
just-
then he didn't stop. He said, "Oh, do
Yeah.
it, do it, do it,
Do it
do
again,
it,
do it again."
do it." And he would. The thing with Meaney is his a comedy. I considered his comedy the comedy of relentlessness. That he would just so do something over and over and over to a point where it was just painful, and then it would start being hilarious.
Yeah.
Right.
And his I considered him the bravest comic alive, because to do that takes a very brave soul, because they could go bad
There's
on
a
you.
point where it goes bad. Yeah. It's like a
But you-
brisket. It
but you have-
cooks and then it settles and then it cooks
Yeah,
again.
But you have to play it until it goes bad,
Yeah.
and then you keep doing it, and it turns around, and people are going, "Will you please stop it? That's too funny." And he kept
And
going.
it's the same thing.
He
Yeah.
kept going to Snyder. Do it again. No, do it again. Do it again. And this went on for 10 minutes. Do it. Do it. Do
like
it.
a kid.
It was do it again. Do it again. Do it. Do it. Do it. And
he was even
Snyder.
singing it.
Huh?
He was like, "Do Sean Connery again?"
Yes. And Snyder to this day, even though the guy's dead, hates him.
Yeah.
It really was something. Really something. But that's Meaney was, I think, in many ways, the guy who literally I could have died listening to him. Literally died. I felt I was going to on one occasion. I said, "Please, Meaney, stop it, Kevin. Just stop it.
He was driving you nuts at that show that you're talking about, the Marriott in San Francisco, on YouTube. He kept talking about your bald head and your this and your that. You're like, stop. And he kept when Larry King got on there, and he said, so he was talking about something. He says, try and do it. Larry King says, imagine trying to look for a place when you're Jewish, and to do comedy and stuff. And he says he is. And Larry King went, oh, okay. So he says maybe Philadelphia would be
You know
good for
something?
you.
That may not be a thing with Kevin Meaney. That may be the interview with Larry King, in which I think Kevin Meaney was sitting there, being one of the people on the
Yeah.
panel.
He was sitting across the table, and
Yeah.
you were interviewing.
Yeah.
When you were interviewing Larry King, yes.
I've actually played that here on this show.
That is just
When Larry died, yeah.
yeah.
When Larry died, I played it. Yeah. That
Yeah,
was.
well, yeah. So
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest.
Kevin Meaney's dead, right?
Yeah, we
Kevin
said like
Meaney.
3 times.
Yeah.
Oh,
I said
okay.
what 3 times?
That Kevin Meaney's dead.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Kevin
now-
Meaney's dead. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's 4. That's good. Now I got it.
So's Kinnison.
I wasn't sure if he was talking about Snyder or not.
Snyder's not dead.
That's too bad.
Well,
I mean,
Well, the fact is that, I keep seeing a lot of comics I knew at the time who are now dead. I mean, Bob Saget, is another good
one.
talk show.
Gilbert.
Do you remember Bob Weeder?
Bob Weiner.
Weeder.
Weeder.
He was the Chronicle comedy critic.
Bob
He
Weiner.
didn't come on very many times. One time he did come on was with Will Hurst, and he was making Patty Hearst jokes. But yeah, Bob Weeder was the comedy critic, and he was also a good friend of my late housemate Bob. But he died he lived in El Cerrito, and would have these big New Year's Eve parties at his house. He would have it on New Year's Eve if he didn't have a gig that night. If he did, it would be another night. But
Well, wait a minute. He was a comedy critic, but he was also a comic?
Yes, he was also a comedian too.
Bob Weeder, I do remember the name,
Yeah,
but I can't picture him.
yeah.
Yeah. But,
He died a few months ago. Got cancer.
Yeah, well, we had Saget died, and Saget was maybe the dirtiest comic I ever knew.
Yeah.
And people go, you mean the guy who was on, what was that show?
Full House.
Full House? And I went, yep. I said he was the dirtiest comic I ever knew. And he was amazing. He was just amazing. And if you ever get a chance, go watch some of his stuff on YouTube.
I don't know. Slayton can be pretty dirty too.
No, but not like Saget.
Not like Bob Saget.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay. I haven't seen
Because
Saget.
Bob Saget had, number one, a squeaky clean image because of Full House, and then people would go to see him saying, oh, well, let's go see Bob Saget.
Jaws would be on the floor.
And they would literally either be have their jaws on the floor or be leaving, one or the other.
Yeah.
He was filthy as hell and a great comic. I thought he was very funny, very funny. But there are quite a few others that would just absolutely relentlessly make me laugh, and I'm trying to remember their names right now.
I would say that Stephen Pearl and Warren Thomas
Together.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
Warren Thomas was a very funny comic. Dead, by the way.
He's dead too,
The trouble with that happened with Warren Thomas is he got AIDS. And he was
that's right.
He was down to like 1 T cell when they finally came out with the cocktails.
Yeah.
And it managed to save his life. Now you're saying, well, I didn't know he was gay. No, he wasn't.
Blood transfusion.
He got what's the blood thing you get?
Hemophilia.
No, not hemophilia.
Dialysis?
No. It was a disease that you get of the blood, and he got it. And in order to help him, they gave him a blood transfusion. That's the way he solved it. But it was at San Francisco General Hospital just at the onslaught of the AIDS epidemic. And he got AIDS.
Yeah,
from
So a lot
blood
of people got
transfusion.
AIDS.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Early on, I mean, the gay community learned early on what to do and what not to do. The straights were getting it, and people that got blood transfusions, and of course the people shooting up would change needles from person to person and get it. But it's like C. Everett Koop told Reagan, I guess is who was the president, right?
Yeah.
Told him, you got to get on top of this AIDS thing, and he said that's a gay disease. He said no, the gays learned in the first year to back off on what they were doing.
Oh
and now
no! Quite frankly, they didn't. That was the problem. That was what caused the problem in San Francisco. Let me tell you, because I know this story intimately.
I do too.
Not
I
this
just know a
intimate.
different story than you.
I think it took more than a year.
I've had
To
I've
be-
had 6
to
friends
begin
that are all
with,
gay die of AIDS.
the people that caused the AIDS epidemic to get out of control in San Francisco were the gay newspapers. And the reason is they had as their main advertisers gay bathhouses. And they didn't like what the head of the health department here was saying about AIDS, that it was probably being spread mostly in those gay bathhouses. In fact, you may remember he was forced out of office because of this.
A good Jew, Melvin Silverman.
Silverman. He
Yeah.
really had it right. He had it right. He said, look, so much
Absolutely.
sex goes on, unprotected sex goes on in those bathhouses that
Yep.
it's got to be a contributory
But
towards
they only
this.
had a couple bathhouses.
And
in
the
San Francisco.
gay, what do you mean only a few gay bathhouses? There were about 5 or 6 of them.
Okay, well, that's a few to me.
Yeah, well, anyway, the gay newspapers, their main advertisers were the gay bathhouses. And so to protect the gay bathhouses, they vilified Silverman. And it was really the gay press that exacerbated the situation and caused it to go epidemic.
Except for
Yeah.
I remember going into bars, into straight bars, and after the first couple of years of the gays dying off like flies, and my gay friend said they'd do the same thing. They'd have little baskets of condoms in the bar, on the bar. You could just take as many as you
Yeah,
wanted.
but still, guys would point at the gay bathhouses and say, "I had sex 1,000 times in there last year."
Yeah, and in one year, yeah, really.
Listen, if I had sex 1,000 times with straight women, I probably would have gotten something,
Absolutely.
But I mean, it was a terrible thing, and nobody wanted to say, "Hey, it's a gay disease," which at the time, it was the gay community basically had it,
Yes.
And if you were gay, you had to be very careful. Okay,
You did. But
but
it wasn't a gay disease. It was the type of sex that gays were having that was
well, no, it
transmitted.
was if you had anal sex, that was the best way to transmit it because all it was the transmission of blood product, and since sperm was a gay product, you do it in somebody's
You mean a blood product, right?
somebody's butt, and what happens? You break blood vessels, and that blood product mingles with the other. Bingo.
Yep.
You sound like an expert at this.
I am. Well, one of the people I had on my show a lot, and I learned all this from, was Randy Schiltz, who was a major reporter about the AIDS epidemic, who eventually died of
Yeah.
AIDS himself.
Yes.
Yeah. He was on. What channel was he on?
He wasn't on a
He
channel.
was on the. I thought he was on
He write a
TV.
book too, or
He
something
wrote a
like
book.
that?
Book.
Yeah.
The what was the name of the book? It was the big book.
And the
on
band
it.
played on.
And the band played on it. Yeah.
That's right.
I thought he was on like Channel 2 or something.
No.
He
no.
might have been interviewed.
Well, he might have been interviewed.
Maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
a reporter for the Chronicle.
And Schultz
Why?
basically,
Yeah, my buddy worked for the Chronicle.
Schultz basically said it was he finally, in his journalistic capacity, went out and figured out who patient 0 was.
Which turned out to be false.
Yeah.
Did it turn out to be false?
Yeah. Yeah.
It supposedly
couldn't
was
figure
a
it out.
the airline steward, what the French airline steward, that turned out to be a bogus story.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they what they said was that it was this airline steward who happened to be very sexual, and he would go to a single town, like come into San Francisco, and have sex with any number of guys. And because he already had AIDS, but he didn't have it where you could find it, where it was kind of dormant in him. And so that he started spreading it. That's what they said. At least that was Schultz.
Yeah, well,
view
that's
of
what Schultz reported, because that was what was thought to be at the time. But since then, that theory's been debunked.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter who patient zero is.
Yeah,
It's
I've
spread
read
like
that
wildfire. So
Yeah.
there was actually a case in the 50s of AIDS.
I've heard that.
But that was a situation where it didn't.
See, I was going to
transfer
get
to
my
people.
degrees in biology and microbiology in the early '80s, and so we learned a lot about what was going on with the HIV and stuff like that.
Back in the day, I had the theory, of course, that basically AIDS was transmitted through anal sex. All right?
Mainly.
And I think we'll
That's
pretty well
what-
argue that's a pretty good case, right?
That's right.
But yet, the gay press and so on came at me because I said that. And I said, you're only saying that heteros can get it just as easily as gays, which they were saying, because you want people to go out and do something about it. You want the government to go out, and you feel that if you say that straights can get it, it will help. And I said, but spreading lies to overcome something like this is what got us in this problem in the first place.
Straights do anal sex.
Yeah,
Straights
actually-
anal
Yes, they
sex.
do. I said, but it was anal sex that caused it, and
Everybody directs that right.
you're really not going to get it by giving head or anything like that.
No,
Well, you
oral
can
is
get
not a
it.
good way.
You can get it through needles. Contaminated needles.
Oh, that's
I
true.
just want to, Alex. I just want to tell you something. Where I'm sitting right now in this house, this cottage, one of our former tenants lived here. A woman who actually did die of AIDS,
It happened.
and she was heterosexual.
Yeah, it happens. They get it
Yes.
from their husband, probably.
Though actually,
Yeah, I remember you said
he
that.
didn't get it from her. He didn't. He did. Well, it was her boyfriend, her live-in boyfriend, who actually was bisexual. But he didn't get it, but I think there were other things that were going on with them. Particularly, she was a very heavy drinker.
Well, the most interesting interview that I ever did, I did it by phone, was with a guy who was Rock Hudson's boyfriend at the time that he came down with AIDS.
Oh, yeah.
I
He
can't-
did not get AIDS from Hudson.
Right,
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. And I interviewed him, and he didn't come down with AIDS. He said when he heard that, that Rock had it and it was coming out of France, he said he was lied to. It really bothered him that he was lied to. And I said, but you never came down with it, right? And he said, no, I have never to this day come down with it. I said, okay, let me ask you. And I asked, did you give or receive? And he said, we traded off. I said, well, there goes my theory.
Yeah. But anyway, I would just say that I think there were also other things that go on with possible heterosexual transmission. That would be also any venereal diseases,
So
any kind of lesions in the vagina, things like that. Those could be possible.
That could cause it, but venereal disease doesn't cause lesions.
Well, some do.
But aggressive sex could cause some lesions.
Yeah.
So there was a thing that was going around for a theory.
Isn't it funny? Let me just say something quick. Isn't it funny that we can sit here today and we don't worry about AIDS anymore? I mean, who dies of AIDS any longer?
And who do we have to thank about that?
Yeah, who do we have to thank for the
Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Fauci.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's true.
Fauci came up with the cocktail. He's
Well,
known
He
around
didn't
They helped
come
to
up with
prove
the
it.
cocktail.
He helped the
The
approval
research.
process.
Yeah.
He did. but he's considered the godfather of the cocktail, of saving a lot of gay and straight people's lives because of the different drugs they have 10 or 15 different antivirals now that are a combination of 2 or 3 drugs.
Well, I'm telling you, it changed the whole deal. I mean, people stopped dying.
And then you got the Republicans that are going after him in his 80s.
I mean, what happens now? They actually have medicine there. I see it advertised because
They have a thing called PrEP.
What's that?
PrEP, which it's something you can take that sort of like it
lowers your risk of getting AIDS.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly how it works, but it's something you can take on a regular basis.
It's actually an AIDS drug that they found that worked good for people that can take it prophylactically. In other words, for protection, and you can take it whenever you're going to go out and have sex, or you can take it every day if you're really sexual.
But if somebody comes down with it,
the health department in San Francisco is giving it to prostitutes.
But what they were talking about, I see ads on television saying, you won't get, what this will do is prevent you becoming, what's the word they use?
Positive.
Not positive, but the no detection of HIV in your system. So, I mean, I guess.
So it stops most people from seroconverting, is what it's called, and that's where their blood shows up in their blood, and then they classify that they have AIDS or not. But they came out with some astronomical figures, like 98% of the people are safe as long as you're taking this. So a lot of gays for the past 8 or 10 years have been going back to anal sex unprotected. They call it bareback. I don't know why.
I do know.
Well, I know you can understand why they call it bareback.
Huh?
Ain't too hard.
Yeah, it's not too hard to figure out. So I read the papers up here, and but anyhow, and now they've lowered that number because nothing's 100% in medicine, and that's too close.
Yeah, but I mean,
it does lower it considerably. But
in other words, we right now, I don't think. Tell me if I'm wrong, Tom, but I don't think gays really are worried about AIDS as much anymore. I mean, it's not a.
Well, not now that they can.
Well, let him answer.
Well, I say it doesn't seem that. Well, it doesn't have the effect that it did before in the 80s. I mean, my God, in the 80s, I mean, it was scary. It was really scary.
Well, my friend, I don't know what the comedian we were talking about, Warren Thomas, what he died of, but it wasn't AIDS, I don't think.
It didn't say. I was looking it up. It didn't say what he died of.
Well, I was here when he came back to New York, and he hung out here for dinner and so on. And, I really like Warren a lot. And then he kind of disappeared for a little while. I didn't hear from him. And he was living up this way. And all of a sudden, one day, I hear he's dead. And he had died. And nobody has ever said what he died of.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was from complications from AIDS or as a result of something else, but we never knew exactly what killed him, I figured it would have been a girlfriend, but, I mean, who would have thought?
To answer your question, I think it's because we have that PrEP that people really don't really have the fear that they did before.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I often...
For me, it's like, it doesn't make a difference. I'm not having any sex.
Okay, well,
I say, I can't, like for years they said, well, if you've had sex with another man, you can't give blood, and so I said, well, so then they said, that they were going to loosen it up, but I said the bad news is that the bad news is that Never mind. It's like
I often said the best joke I never, I told comedians on the show, don't pull any more AIDS jokes. There are no funny AIDS jokes. And then all of a sudden, one day I heard a funny AIDS joke, and I went,
Oh, they were going around.
Yeah, no, I said the only AIDS joke I've ever heard that was funny was, what's the worst part about getting AIDS? Having to tell your parents you're Haitian. Okay.
Yeah.
That'd go over
The
well right now.
funniest one I heard that I didn't like, but is, what do you call two gays on one skateboard? Rollerblades.
Okay, what were you saying? What were you saying, Kevin?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you were starting to say something.
Please say something, Kevin.
No.
Yeah, say
Magic
something.
Johnson's still alive.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Magic Johnson's still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive, and people don't die of it anymore. It doesn't seem. I imagine there still are some people who do, but not like it was. I mean, it was. I thought it was particularly heinous because, having sex between two people, whether you're gay or straight, is a expression of affection of one sort or another. Okay, and to have that represent something which could kill you, I thought was just the horrible part about it.
It was a little
What about
different.
when it's lust?
Well, lust even, I'm just saying, any expression, it should, in fact, to have that be something that could kill you.
Yeah.
But one thing's giving you great pleasure, regardless of what sex you are, whether you're
I just
gay or straight.
remembered the joke I wanted to tell. It says the bad news is you have to go a whole year without having sex with another man before you can give blood. The worst news is I'm still eligible to give blood.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
exactly. Oh boy,
They've changed the policy on that though.
have
You
they
can-
changed the policy?
Yeah, gays can now give blood.
Yeah. Well,
Because they test the
because
blood
they can
before they
test the
put it in.
blood. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
they
man.
test it before they put it in the supply.
Well, I just thought that a lot of the whole AIDS epidemic and the way in which it was handled, especially by Reagan, was homophobic.
Absolutely.
It was. They would, if this was happening to white people, believe me, they would have come up with a solution faster.
Yep.
Just like
And
we
it was
did with
really
COVID.
different. It was really different in the Bay Area and like New York too. So
Yep.
it was really a sensitive subject. As you
Two
would say.
hot spots.
Well, San Francisco was a hot spot in what? New York too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Because they had a lot of bathhouses in both places.
yes, and they also had a very large sexual.
Did you ever do an interview in one of those?
What? In what?
In a bathhouse.
No. No, I used to go to them regularly, but I didn't do it.
Good answer.
Yeah.
I-
But I mean, you see, I always had an affinity towards gays and to problems that might ensue with them, because as an actor, I was hanging out with gays all the time, and even though I wasn't gay myself, I still felt an affinity towards them and understood their lifestyle, but whatever. Anyway, hey, there's a theme song. And it's playing.
That's it.
Hey, and Jeff didn't say anything, and Bree hasn't said anything this hour either. But then again, he's not eating. So, thank you, Bree, for being here tonight.
Not eight.
Kevin, thank you. Lovely. It's dark now out your window. When we started, there was light out there.
Yeah, it's early this year. Tonight
Tom?
because of the smoke.
Yeah. Tom, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it. Jeff, nice to see you again. Alan, hope you're having a nice day, and I hope you have a nice rest of the night. We'll see you again tomorrow. Brian, hey, always the best having you here. And look, Bree's showing us outside his window. Everybody, give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give a big wave goodbye at you, okay? There they go, ladies and gentlemen. That's our citizens panel, and we'll have another one coming up right after this program with Amy Manuel, and she's going to be taking your calls on Zoom. Just go over to gabnet.net, go to the third column down, find Amy's name, click on it, and it'll take you to her Zoom. I'll see you again tomorrow night, same time, same station in life, and in the meantime, as always, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye.